So now we just going to continue from the functions. There is the string process, then followed by automating tasks with bash. All right. So let me just put this on. Come down. I think. Sorry. Down. Once it's okay. So I'm just going to put on visual mode, then delete this guy. Also same thing, delete this guy. Sorry for that. um Also, there's another thing I want to show, the for loop. I don't know, I didn't include it. So we have the while loop. Let's just talk about the for loop. So let me see if it's part of 4b. I'm supposed to put that it's part of 4b. So the for loop actually allows to loop, so we can say for I in 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Then for I in that, then we want to do echo string high, then we are done. So the syntax is as simple as that. Then once we right click this property, I can see we are able to print from 1 to 7, which is basically the same thing I want to do for high in this range. If you remember the other time, same thing I want to do, I want to increment this value, and this is just ordinary a loop. This is not actually incrementing the value, it's just ordinary a loop. We can also do the same thing. So by using this syntax, it also works fine. So wrapping everything in parentheses, then we can say from 1 to 20. So period 20, like that. It should be able to print from 1 to 20. So we're able to print from 1 to 20, just all like that within that loop. So that's another thing to put in place. Okay, so I'm just going to delete this. That's not what we have in my intention originally. All right, so what do we have? We have conditional statement. So we talk about the if statement, the if else statements. Yes, we can still we talk about if else statement, which is very important. The I think that's all we got about conditional statement. Let's just move to functions now. So functions are actually a small pieces of code that we write in order to be able to utilize again within our program. And the best I can come up with is a mathematical function that will allow us to manipulate one or two things, instead of just rewriting it in our program. And that is we go by function. So function followed by the name of the function, then followed by the syntax. It actually works fine if you remove these function, but it's still the same all the way. So what we want to do is that we want to take two parameters. So x equals to, we want to take the first parameter to our function, then y equals to, then followed by the string 2. So don't forget, these are actually parameters passed to the function, just like we pass the parameter to our program by saying 10 plus 20, that we are able to do the sum of 30. So it's just the same way. Then what we can do is specifically is just to echo. So you remember the syntax, we can say x plus y. That's it. So that's actually our function, and that's how to create function. So each time we want to use this function, we just say sum 10 plus 20. So all we have to do is just come here to run our program. Let me just clear this up. To run our program, you can see it return 30 back to us. So this is how to create functions within bash scripting. So functions are actually pieces of code that allow you to perform one or two functionalities within our bash. So if I actually have a function, I say insert function of get username. So what I want to do is just to return, I don't know if it has return, so I think it does have return string user. So remember, we used this string before. So what we can do is just to say get username. So we call it like a function like that, and then we run this program. So return numeric integer required. All right, we supposed to use echo, since it's not like other programming language, so it's only numeric character that we can return. So we don't need the sum. So I'm just going to we don't need you. Alright, back to this hierarchies that I can't comment out some. That's weird. Maybe I'm typing something wrong. Okay, that has been commented out. Right, let's run it again. Now you can see it's returned back to us Gabriel. So all we are doing is just to write get username, then to return back to us. So this really makes sense. So I'm just going to create another instance of a program. So I'm going to call vim, then this one I'm going to say function.sh. so that's what I'm going to call it. Then I'm just going to wrap this function inside of it. So I'm not setting an interpreter. Let me see. Okay, let me set the interpreter. Okay, slash bin slash bash. Then I want to have a function that say the same function there, get username. All we have just want to do is to echo string user. Then I want to export this function. So all I can do is just export get username. So which means that I want to make this function available everywhere else. Another function I say get user ID. So what I can do from here is to say echo string UID, which I believe it should be there. Then from here I want to do the same thing, export get user ID. Okay, then we write this guy. So what we want to do is that we just want to clear this up. So I'm coming back into visual mode, select all this guy, then delete, press, then come back. So what I actually want to do is just I want to call I want to execute this function first. So the only way to execute that is to select function dot sh. So which means that I actually execute fun. Okay, is that the name? I think the name is func. Okay, func dot sh. Okay, then I need to set permissions on this executable permission on this file. So write and queue. So w is going to write and q is just going to create the program for us. So it has been created. Let's start la on function.sh. You can see we don't have executable permission. Then we can say change mode 744 on fun.sh. So let's start la on fun.sh. Alright, so we have executable permissions already. I'm going too fast. I know I'm going too fast. Okay. Alright, so what we can do, since we can say get, then from here we can call the function get username, then you can echo new line. So this gives us to have a new line, get user ID. Okay, then we write this program. So what we can do here is to run the bash, I think the bash program. Get username command not found for func.sh. okay, get username, get user ID, command not found. Why is command not found? func.sh. okay, so export. Is there any way we require this? So just let me do fun. And what if I do get user ID? It says command not found. Okay. Alright, so is it not exported to the get user ID? So command not found. Sorry, I think I have some issue with that. So I just think probably there is a mechanism that, or let me say a way I can always get all this info from. I'll set up this guy, then export it, and also have it really back to me. So I think it should be able to work. There anything like require here? Let me see. Do you have this? Is not, I'm not recording anything. Come on, I'm not recording anything. Require, it doesn't have. Do you have anything like that, like include? Okay, let me see this. So remember the way we search for help. Quit this. I propose require. Okay, there's nothing like that. I propose include. There's nothing to include. Okay, what if we try to execute this guy at the same time? Maybe. So let's say fun, then followed by execute a bash program. So it's just a get user name, get user ID is not defined, even though we define this function inside this program. Well, so we'll leave that for another day. Let me see. I don't want to waste much of time again, but I'm very sure if it has to be the ordinary use program, if it has to be this program alone, the function program alone, so let's just quit that and save fun. You can see we have this, we get the username, and then we are able to get the user ID. So I just want to export that function into general variable so that to be able to execute like that. And since it's not working, get username, it's not even exported, so it's not going to work. Say command not found. All right, so let's move to the next one. So let's talk about string process, then how to automate much of our task with this guy. So the string process is actually very simple. So I'm just going to use the function file. So vim, so don't let me use the function file. Let's just continue with what we are using before. All right, it has been, was this, I don't like this, don't record anything. Oh my god, why is always doing that? Okay, so visual mode. So let me go to visual mode to delete this guy. Once we are done, then we're back to insert mode. Alright, so the string process actually works like if we have a name. Okay, let's do read. So we are going to value equals to an empty string. There we want to read inside value. We want to echo string is there. We want to concatenate value from here, so it's value like that. Another process that we can do with value is that we can try to manipulate things by putting some special characters that has meaning to the compiler, or let me say that has meaning to the variable itself rather. Okay, so I don't know why that is red again. Maybe there's some error. Let's see. Bash program. String is AFS. Okay, it actually works. What I'm trying to do is that, naturally we wrote this in small letter. If you notice, we say hello, so we wrote it in small letter, and when we execute it, you can see it give us it turned this into, let me say, something more. Wow, sorry for that. It turned this into something more or less of uppercase or something, or capital letter or something like that. So if we try to turn it to uppercase, so when we run this program again, so we're just going to say hello. So your string is hello. You can see we turn it into uppercase by using this syntax. So if it is actually one, it's just going to turn it into ordinary camel case like that. So let's try that again. Then hello. So we have hello like that. So just the h is turned into uppercase. Another thing we can do is that we can try to cut this string. So let's try to cut it. So we can pass to cut the string, and what we want to cut is actually an empty space. Probably, maybe, okay, let's say we have dash there, so that's actually the character that we want to cut. We want to cut from the string. So if I run this program again and say hello dash, so you see cut character mode special list of by and feeds. Okay, so we just want to cut it in the feed of one, tag f1, sorry, right here. So we say f, which is 1, the feed of 1, or let me say the first feed. Is it 1 or 0? We'll get to see. Let's run that again. So if I say hello, tag this, I say cut hello file no such directory. It's not really file. Alright, what we can do, we can just pack this guy. We can just pack this guy. So we can echo this um, this value that we input from there, then we can echo it and put it inside the quotes command like that. So let's do that. Okay, so let's cut quotes. It's just something else, so let me just do it there. Since it's not working there, I'm just going to quickly do it on the terminal itself. So what we have is that if we have echo hello that includes this guy, so what we can do is just to try to pass this using pipe to cut. I think this is what I'm supposed to do. The delimiter what we want to cut out of this string is actually the tag, or yes, or the dash sign. Then we want to call it in the feed of 1, and it works. This is actually what I want to do. And if we do the same thing back to our code, I think that's my bad, just v. Okay, there we can write that again, and let's run it. It's not hello this time. You remember, this is actually, it's supposed to be our value there, so string var like that. Alright, so let's run this program once again. If I say hello then dash, you can see it trim the dash away, cut the dash away like that. And we can also do I think transform. We can transform it. Since we can do that again, instead of using this, we can use transform. So we want to transform from I think from up A to Z. I think from A to Z. I think that is going to transform it from lowercase to uppercase again. I think that's another way of doing that. Sorry, that's right. Then if you run this program, missing A to Z, translating, we should try to type up from that. I'm just trying to show you another things that we can do with that, with strings. Let's see what we got. If that's not going to, it's still actually train an error. Alright, maybe in some other videos, some special videos, I'm going to show you some commands that we can use with strings, because bash is not really my thing, but I think it's been long I wrote bash and I can still recall one or two things from it. Alright, so the last that we are going to deal with automating our task with bash, which I'm basically going to show you in the next video. So what I really show basically with string is this. You can just translate the value of a string. Then you can, when I'm translating that, we can try to trim it by using value. So this is going to turn it into standard case. So why this one is going to turn into standard case, then this guy is going to turn into uppercase. And you can use quotes to cut part of the string away by using quotes. Then the delimiter, which is what you want to cut away. Then the feed, which is in feed number 1. If it's actually located in string 2, you are going to see it in string 2. So I'm going to show you a bit why I'm trying to use it with automating task with bash. Alright, see you in the next tutorial, please.